Is Schilletter better? Dining halls offer students across the nation a chance to have hot meals available at a moment's notice at any hour of the day. On Clemson's campus, the major dining halls are Harcum and Schilletter with other dining options located on campus such as a Wendy's and Chick-fil-A. These options present a complex decision to students as they have to decide where to eat given their resources and conditions. The purpose of this investigation is to find the best overall dining experience on campus for the average student enrolled in Clemson. The result of our investigation could be extrapolated to include other universities with similar dining options and students that face the same daily dilemma that Clemson students do. Therefore, given all the options for dining on campus, which option is the most preferred by students and why? And how can the research be extended to a context outside of Clemson?
On Clemson's campus, there are 15 commercial dining options available, including a Wendy's, Chick-fil-A, and Subway. These types of restaurants offer students a quick way to get something to eat and the ability to get the meal to go. A downside to commercial dining on campus is that the prices are extremely high, and for the typical college student on a budget, eating at these restaurants may not be something they can afford to very often. The nutritional value of meals purchased from these commercial dining options will, of course, vary, with some ranging from greasy burgers to light sandwiches. The question now is, how do they compare to the dining halls at Clemson?
There are two main dining halls located on Clemson's campus, Harcum and Schilletter. Harcum has always been known as the dining hall of Clemson University and is located very close to the heart of campus with several housing areas less than a minute's walk away. Harcum has the most space of all the dining halls and offers a few services that are not available at Schilletter. Schilletter has had a very negative reputation, which has earned it several unfriendly nicknames among students, but has recently undergone a large renovation. Everything from Schilletter was gutted and completely redone, which has greatly improved the dining experience from last year. As one can see of this video of Harcum Dining Hall on a typical Friday night, there are plenty of meal options located around the open floor plan. There is little crowding, which allows for a relaxed meal with friends, and there are plenty of TVs to keep someone company eating alone. The atmosphere here is very laid back, and the servers are always very friendly, creating an open and inviting atmosphere.
Schilletter has had many improvements from last year. Over the summer, it was totally gutted and completely renovated with new additions, such as a stir-fry bar and a pasta bar. This year, the reputation has improved, but hasn't improved enough to be in the same class as Harcum.
Cleanliness of Schilletter has been an issue this year. Several times I have witnessed students having to grab a plate only to find it still dirty. Occasionally there will be a blue residue on the inside of glasses, which is not very appetizing nor healthy. As one can see in this photo, there's trash and food left all over the table and has not been cleaned up yet by the staff.
This is a video of the Schilletter Dining Hall during the prime time eating hour for students. As you can see, this is the salad bar that's been here since it's been completed, and the new addition is the stir-fry bar and the pasta bar. As you can see, there are a lot of people walking around in a pretty tight area, and during lunch hours between 12 and 1, it can get really packed and really condensed really quickly. During this time period, I noticed the ice machines were not filled up and no one could get any ice.
Here we have the breakfast bar in Schilletter, and even though it is a prime time eating hour for students, the breakfast bar has plenty of food out, and yet it is cold, which does not appear very appetizing. As you can see here, this is also prime time eating hours, and there's little to no dessert out, even though students are constantly walking by and looking for something to eat.
The criteria for judging the dining halls and what makes one better than the other are determined by a large number of factors that contribute to the overall dining experience. These include, but are not limited to, taste, cleanliness, quality, overall atmosphere, friendliness of employees, and the amount of time it takes to get there. The determining of what students think about the dining hall was done by the students themselves, as we conducted a survey of the first 50 people walking into each dining hall.
Here are the results of the survey. An overwhelming number of students said that they ate at dining halls more than they ate at the on-campus commercial dining restaurants. Most students actually ate at Schilletter over Harcombe, and they also said that it was more convenient, presumably because it is closer to several classrooms and Harcombe is farther away from them. However, Harcombe was voted the best tasting food and also the cleanest. When students were asked to give one reason why they ate at one dining hall more than the other, the majority of them could be grouped into four categories. One was because Schilletter or Harcombe was closer, the other was because one of them had more options, the other was because one of them tasted better, and the other was because of the service offered, such as sandwiches or pasta.
As one can see, the majority of people surveyed favored Harcombe over Schilletter overall. However, Schilletter was eaten at more often by people and was labeled as more convenient than Harcombe. This is probably because Schilletter is located closer to class buildings such as Vickery, Martin, and Poole. Harcombe was voted the dining hall with the best tasting food and the best atmosphere, which makes it the better place to eat.
I still sometimes make the trek over there to eat there because it has those people that will make you any sandwich or wrap, and they're really nice workers, and you can basically get whatever you want on it. And they have a stir fry station, and it's much more spread out than Schilletter is, so if you're eating with your friends, it's much more convenient. And if you're running in a hurry and you need to see, which lines are shorter and which lines are longer, you can actually see that instead of like Schilletter when you're walking around in a circle and can't see anything.
What I like about Schilletter is it's so convenient for all my classes and where I live in Burns. And I don't like how smoky it is. It always smells terrible.
The food at Schilletter apparently is a lot better than last year because they renovated it. And they have the maker omelet line, which is really cool, and the stir fry line, which a lot of people go into. But sometimes when you go to get the general food, it's cold.
Too. I never really go to Harcombe because I don't have time to walk 10 minutes out of my way off campus.
Personal opinion, but I think many people agree with me because when I talk to my friends, I've never really heard anyone say that Schilletter is better than Harcombe.
Now the dining halls are to be compared to the commercial restaurant options on campus. Nutritionally, the dining halls offer a better meal when compared to restaurants such as Wendy's with greasy burgers, but are not as healthy as some of the other restaurants like Subway or the Fernald Street Cafe. The cost of eating commercial dining every day would start to add up and become expensive after a while. When compared to the cost per meal of the dining hall, which is around $10 a day, one could spend that much money for one meal at a restaurant. The main difference is in level of convenience. Commercial dining options allow students to grab a meal on the go and eat it quickly, while at the dining hall one has to check in, wait in line, and sit down to eat. If one is not in a hurry, the dining hall is a better option. However, dining halls offer meals for cheaper, with generally better nutrition, and a more student-friendly atmosphere. If a student has classes over near Schilletter and doesn't want to spend the extra money on fast food, then Schilletter appears to be a very good option, as well with the taste and convenience factors scoring high in this survey. This investigation is important now because nearly 3,000 kids in the freshman class alone eat this food every day, and will be for the next 4 years as well. In order to provide students the best possible meal options, Clemson University should take into account the opinions of students about the dining halls. This data can be extrapolated to other college campuses nationwide because the company that provides the food for the dining halls in Clemson, Aramark, also provides food for other dining halls across the nation, such as in places like Utah and Washington School of Medicine. Students literally all across America are being served the same meals from the same parent company and more than likely have the same opinions about the food as Clemson students do.
Given all the issues of convenience, quality, cost, atmosphere, and nutrition, Harcum is the best dining option on campus. The meals offered are better nutritionally than at greasy fast food locations on campus. The cost per meal is less, and the overall atmosphere is the most inviting to students. Commercial dining on campus is great for students on the go who don't have the time to sit down and eat. And Schilletter offers a great way to stop and eat on the way to class. However, Harcum offers the best tasting food and is simply above the other dining options.